but that's not the case. It's like this person just has like, hello Libra cross watcher, Princess India here. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back my friends. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into you guys cross watcher only reading for September 15th until October 15th. And if you are not familiar with what the cross watchers only reading is, you can resonate if you're a Libra, maybe, I don't know. Let me know in the comments, you know what I'm saying? But I'm reading for a person who is attempting to cross watch for a Libra person, you know what I'm saying? So anywho, our first card out, ooh, interesting. We have the Knight of Wands and what's not or whatever. Then we have the Eight of Chalices, and then the Ten of Chalices and what's not or whatever. Then we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and then we have the Knight of Chalices in the reverse. This is interesting. So starting out with this Knight of Wands, my Libra cross watcher friend, what it's looking like to me is with this partnership specifically, things with you guys kind of took off pretty quickly. I would say that it's a lot of passion that a lot of sensual energy, a lot of passion that started this partnership. And I would say that even looking at the Seven of Wands in the reverse as well, I would say that things with this connection started off pretty quickly. But I really feel the driving force behind the connection was, you know, a lot of sexual chemistry, a lot of sexual attraction. I kind of get the vibe that with this person in particular, this good old Libra person, you find them to be rather irresistible in a sense. It's almost, how do I want to say that? It's like you can't tell them no. It's like this person just titillates your fancy in, you know, a special kind of way. However, I do feel with the Seven of Wands in the reverse here, that is a bit of a problem of how things kind of started like this, like with things being very passion driven and starting kind of quickly, like going from like 0 to 100. We won't even say 0 to 60. We'll say 0 to 100 so quickly. I don't really feel much was really discussed in reference to, you know, where this was going or what you guys may have wanted from this. It kind of feels like a flirting kind of thing, and it just kind of took off from there, like it has a mind of its own. But there's not really any clarity or truth about you guys' direction or what you want from each other or anything of the sort. Now, with this Eight of Chalices and this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, this is more or less speaking to me of where you guys are now. It says to me, and I'm saying where you guys are, like, you know, my cross watcher person, it's more or less saying to me, it's almost like you guys have tried to reach out to this person. You guys have tried to communicate with this person. You guys have attempted to make your intentions known or your desires known, but it's almost to me as if it's kind of fallen on deaf ears with this person. So I'm seeing this more or less as several tries. It's kind of like this relationship started off, you know, kind of upward mobility, moving really, really fast, and then it kind of like plateaued. And I feel at present, it's more or less like there's not really much energy or effort or work being put into the partnership at present. So it's kind of like a night and day switch for me. Like things were really good at one point and then they just kind of stopped, right? But it still takes my attention back to the Seven of Wands in the reverse, in the fact that I feel both people came into this connection not really being clear. Like I said, it's like nobody was clear about what their intentions were. And of course, that's because things move fast, but it's more or less things are where they are now, where there's a lack thereof of stability or a clear direction. and kind of misconstrued clarity about emotions and things of the sort, because they weren't really started on a stable foundation, if you will, you know? And this Knight of Chalices just keeps popping up in all of these readings, man. Then with this Ten of Chalices, and this Knight of Chalices in the reverse, it's more or less that this person isn't really making any offers. I still really get this vibe, cross watcher, that you guys are kind of reaching out more. It's like, even if it's energetically, like, not saying like y'all are blowing their phone up or anything like that, it's just the way that it's looking to me, because I'm looking at all of these cards at the top. These are all upright. All of the next row of cards are all in the reverse. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing two people on two different pages in so many words. And with my cross watcher person, I'm seeing this as you guys constantly like reaching out, or like, you know, extending an olive branch and, you know, wanting to talk, wanting to clarify things. But I'm seeing from your Libra person, it's them just kind of like stonewalling you, if you will. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. It's like, and not necessarily saying that it was with malicious intent. I don't really think it is. It's just that I don't really feel that they're very clear on what it is that they want. You know what I mean? And they can't really be clear with you on what they can be for you or what they want from you, because they don't even know what they want, type of deal. I want to pull more cards on this, though. The Nine of Cups in the reverse. The King of Swords. And the Ten of Swords. Oh, man. And at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Huive. Okie dokie, lemon chokey. All right. All right. So here's the deal here. I don't want to really too much get into their inner workings too much here, but man, I'm sorry, cross watcher, because I really get this. It's really like how I said, the whole up and down thing, and I don't even know why it's so hard for me to even articulate this. It's because this is really heavy. Like, it's almost like this feeling of being swept off of your feet and then just like dropped, if that's making sense. But the vibe I get from this person, though, they're very emotionally unavailable, is what I can say wholeheartedly. I think it's like, if I were to be honest, it would say to me, like, the person that you met in the beginning, like the Libra person you met in the beginning, it's almost kind of being misled, right? Gosh, and that's still going to come out so bad. I'm not trying to talk about your Libra BAE, okay? You just got to work with me. I just got to say it how it is that I'm hearing it, okay? It's more or less you got misled by this sexual chemistry, passion, flirtiness that y'all had going on, but misled to think that like there was more depth to this person. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost because like the sensuality and the chemistry between the two of you was on fleek. It was like the assumption that a person who's able to give you that type of sexual chemistry and that vibe, that person is able to carry on a healthy, emotionally reciprocal relationship. But this person is like inept of doing that, if that's making sense. Because it's more or less they're not emotionally available to themselves. Therefore, they can't be that for you, if that's making sense. So it's kind of like trying to get blood from a turnip, like trying to get something from someone who lacks the ability to do it. You know, it's like they're emotionally inept, if you will. Now, of course, that probably has a lot to do with this person's own insecurity. At the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. However, the theme in all of my readings for the month of September into October, there's an element of like, there's a mirror effect in the two people that I'm reading for, which would be you, cross watcher, and the Libra person that you are watching for. And I think the dope thing about Spirit is that you guys have been getting messages through these readings where you're cross watching for your Libra person or the other sign that you're cross watching for. And the thing that I notice is that both people have the same root problem, right? But it's just manifesting in two different ways. You know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say that with your Libra person, it's a great deal of emotional unavailability with them. And that's 9 times out of 10 because of some trauma they've experienced in the past, or some level of, let me move this deck, some level of insecurity that they're harboring. So it's more or less them not opening themselves up. So here's the deal. The reason why they engage in like superficial, shallow relationships and why things may never really go to another level with them, because I really feel like this is like a pattern here. It's because like, and I'm not saying this to like make fun of the person or anything. It's just like they lack emotional depth. And it's like, in order to be in a long-term relationship with a person, you have to have emotional depth. You have to be self-aware. You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to be vulnerable and engage in emotional intimacy in order for a partnership to work. And I feel with this Libra person, it's like they have their own issues. It doesn't really matter how they got this way. It's just the fact that they are emotionally unavailable. They have issues with insecurity. They have issues with self-worth, self-value, and things of the sort. So they're closed off from themselves, meaning their masculine, feminine energy is not balanced within. So it's like we can only love other people as much as we love ourselves. So by default, because of them lacking depth with themselves, right? And probably avoiding going deeper because they're trying to avoid trauma because they don't want to face trauma. You know what I'm saying? It's like all they can really offer is superficial, shallow, temporary, sexually driven kind of partnerships. Like, so it's always that kind of high and by type of thing. You know what I mean? Because that's all that they can really maintain, because that keeps them safe, in so many words. So it's like for them, it's a lack of emotional fulfillment for you, because it's a lack of emotional availability with them. You know what I'm saying? And with this 10 of Swords being here, I feel like my cross-watcher people are thinking it has something to do with you, like thinking that the reason why you keep trying to open up to this person and go to the next level with this person, and they're not really putting effort in, it's kind of making you look at yourself and making you think, you know, you're not good enough. But that's not the case. It's like this person just has like attachment issues. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge lack of emotional availability. Now, if I could throw something else out here, and I'm not saying this for everyone, for some of you and only those of you who know this already, it would be that this is kind of like an affair type of thing, and you're fully aware that this person is already involved in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? And it would be a need to more or less accept, despite what it is that you felt with this person, that at the end of the day they are married. I don't think that's everybody. I think that's like a small number of people, because I do see that here. And it's more or less a need to see that being involved with someone who's in a marriage partnership, it's like you're kind of in a disempowered position because you're in submission to this person's will by default. The will of them, the will of the person that they're with. I mean, whether they're married, if they're in a relationship, baby mama, baby daddy, whatever the case may be. But I mean, it's like if you're fully aware that this person is in a partnership with someone else, it's a viable lesson that one needs to learn. And I don't know how this all comes to this big lesson that everybody is supposed to be learning. I don't know if this has something to do with this whole Mars thing, dude. With Mars being retrograde, but it's an issue of worth and value that I see on both sides. So whether this is somebody that's in a partnership or this is just a single person that's just emotionally unavailable, because this person would be emotionally unavailable if they're already in a partnership, you know what I'm saying? But it's a viable lesson that needs to be learned about one's personal worth and value, because it's almost as if past experience has postured my cross watcher person to feel as if they need to overcompensate or prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? In order to gain love or acceptance from a person that you're involved with, you know what I mean? And it's almost being used to always giving a lot and doing a lot and that not really being reciprocated. So it's kind of like a comfort level with that. And that's legit like attachment type of stuff. Like that goes back to, I ain't said this in a while, y'all. This goes back to childhood, you know, issues and things, family of origin type of stuff. You know what I mean? But I feel that there's a viable lesson that can be learned for my cross watchers in reference to their own self-worth and value, right? Because that changes the dynamics of your relationships. But I feel not just for you guys, I feel for your Libra person as well. Because on some level or another, it's two different manifestations of emotional unavailability, but the root of it is more or less a lack of emotional availability with oneself. So if we speak about this within the construct of masculine and feminine energy, and you look at your feminine energy as being your emotional world, it's more or less neglecting your own emotional space for the benefit of someone else. How does one do that? By being in a partnership with someone or any form of connection, you know what I'm saying, entanglement, whatever, to where a person isn't prioritizing, respecting, and valuing your emotions, like how it is that you feel, and not making that a priority, or not, either being clear with you, communicating with you, or changing behavior, compromising out of respect for how you're feeling emotionally. But I feel on both sides, your Libra person isn't doing that either, because they're not respecting their own emotions. Like they're not nurturing themselves, so they can't nurture you, and vice versa. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But anywho, Libra cross-watcher person, that has been your reading. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face. But I will see you sooner than later, sooner because you're going to watch the extended, and also because the quick little dance party that we're going to have, because I'm running out of time, is going to give you this code that's here or wherever it is that I'm going to put it, to give you 50% off of your extended. You know what I'm saying? So like, use that so you can see me sooner than later and whatnot, or whatever. Was that gangster? No, it wasn't. Please comment dance moves below. This is getting really hard for me. It's only so much I can do sitting down. I don't know what that is. We're doing ocean, because ocean makes me look kind of cool. Love your face. TLC. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.